Here at the end of our first day in the SDG Action Zone, I want to say a massive thank you to our speakers for pushing us to reimagine an inclusive and equitable world. Thank you to everyone behind the camera right now for making this event possible. And thanks so very much to all of you watching, tweeting, asking your questions, and engaging with us today. You make all this work worth it. We're at a crossroads, but to quote Fred Sweniker, whose lightning talk you saw today, the good thing about constraints is that it forces you to reimagine everything and to reinvent the way you do things. There was certainly no shortage of big, bold thinking in the SDG Action Zone today. We reimagined economic systems that put humanity at the center by switching up leadership styles and redefining economic dignity. We got schooled by our youngest speaker of the day, SDG advocate Valentina Munoz-Rabanal, on how to close the digital gap. Spoiler alert, it's going to require more young people and more women at the helm of artificial intelligence design and implementation. And throughout the day, we were inspired and challenged. I know I was moved by Shola and Tim just now. How could anyone not believe in people power after listening to them? But we're nowhere near done yet. There are so many phenomenal speakers and compelling conversations to come. Tomorrow, we'll move our attention to gender, because none of these issues exist in a vacuum. Women and girls are systematically excluded from the same opportunities and social protections that men have. And only by addressing these deep gender power imbalances can we hope to take on poverty and inequalities. Forgive me if I do a little name dropping here, but I can't resist. On day 2 of the SDG Action Zone, you'll hear from New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, Unilever CEO Alan Jope, Generation Equality young leaders Chantel Maricara and Julieta Martinez, and so many more. So be sure to meet us right back here. And while you're at it, invite a friend or two. They can always revisit any of today's great sessions in the On-Demand tab at sdgactionzone.org and on the individual session pages. Finally, don't forget to keep the conversation going across all your social media platforms using hashtag SDGActionZone2021 and hashtag #ForPeopleForPlanet. And now, some of you may have heard that there were some very special performers at the UN recently. There was a fantastic interview with them behind the scenes of the SDG Moment on Monday that you should definitely watch. We'll make it available for you on demand. But there's one bit we just had to share with you right now. Here's one of the world's most popular groups performing their song Permission to Dance at UNHQ. Let's turn it over to the biggest pop stars out there to close out day 1 of the SDG Action Zone. Take it away, BTS.
It's not that opinion when your heart says like a drum, beating louder with no way to guard it. When it all seems like it's wrong, say aloud to Elton John, to their feeling we're just getting started.
And when the nights get colder